Hey everybody, Jeffrey Powers. We're here in Las Vegas at the Aria. I'm going to do a hotel walkthrough next. So I'm here at a conference in Vegas, and I've been staying this week at the Aria Hotel. This is one of the newer hotels on the Strip. I believe it came out about in 2010. I remember coming here in 2009, staying at the Monte Carlo and watching the construction. It's a beautiful place. The first time I actually came to the Aria was a couple of years ago. We came for lunch. And as you approach into the Aria area, taxi drop-off area, you see all these canoes, which we're going to show in the walkthrough. And it's just settled slightly behind the Strip, and of course you can it overlooks Monte Carlo. You can see New York. You can see MGM Grand. Of course, this is an MGM Grand property, so bring your MGM card and play the slots down there. Of course, blackjack or stuff like that. Blackjack on the off nights, I saw tables at $15, and of course going up to $50 to $100. Let's talk a little bit more about the Aria here. Like I said, it's nestled technically slightly off the Strip, but it's on the Strip itself, right next to Monte Carlo, right next to MGM Grand. It has a lot of great restaurants to it. The Carbone, for example, Tetsu, Tep & Grill, Sage, and Jean-Georges Steakhouse, which I hadn't eaten there, so I don't know what it's like, but there's a lot of great restaurants, a lot of great places to eat. Down on the first floor, there's a chocolatier, so you can get some snacks for yourself. You can get some snacks for the kids or the wife or whatever, and go from there. Entertainment here, the main entertainment is the Cirque du Soleil, what's called the Zarkana, and basically what it is it's a show about an empty theater that comes to life. An old abandoned theater all of a sudden starts spawning performers, and next thing you know, we've got a whole bunch of acrobatics there. It's great. During the conference, some of the Cirque du Soleil Zarkana people came down into the conference and showed off some of their abilities, and it's crazy what they can do. We saw a few interesting flips and stilt walkers, and the spa at Aria. I actually experienced that myself. I took a spa afternoon, and I really enjoyed it. What they have is, of course, they have men's and women's area, but then it joins together for the hot stone, where you lay down on a hot stone bed, and of course the salt wall massage therapeutic area, which was very interesting. It's supposed to help with the upper respiratory system. So I sat in that for about 30 minutes. And of course, the private pools and the private whirlpools that you can get into and just relax. I actually sat in the pool for about, 45 minutes, just kind of floating there and enjoying the breeze. Could overlook the other pools. The main area for most of the guests that don't pay for spa treatment, if you're a guest here, is $35 a day. The other thing was, like I said, the convention center is pretty big. There's 3 levels to it. This conference held about 3,000 people. It could probably do 5,000 to 10,000, maybe more. I didn't see all the rooms, of course, and it was more than enough for this conference, which was great. The people were friendly. The food was good. And we had a great time all together. But enough about that. I know you want to see a little bit more of Vegas, and I know you want to see what this room is like. This is the king bed model. This is settled on the 24th floor of the hotel. Of course, this is the middle wing. I believe the floors are 16 to 24, so we're on the top floor of this wing. Walking from here to the convention center is a pretty hefty walk, but you basically go from the elevator to the promenade, and then the promenade to the convention center. So you don't have to cross through the casino if you don't want to start smelling of smoke or anything like that. And the same thing for the spa, and the same thing for the pool. You don't have to cross through the casino. So that's actually a good thing. You could also get to the buffet. The buffet's on the promenade level. So there's a lot of opportunity not to pass through the casino and get filled with smoke. So anyway, without further ado, before this sun sets, because it's a beautiful sunset that's happening right now, let's show you the king room at the Aria. All right, as always, we start at the front here. This is the front door. And of course, we're here, right there. So the elevators are right here. As you can see, it's an interesting pattern there. So we got the front door, we've got standard locks on the door. As for the privacy, the panel, the light panel is really interesting. This turns on the light here. This turns on the system throughout the whole room. So lights across the room will turn on. And then of course we have these interesting buttons right here. This one is your privacy button. So instead of having a thing over the door, you basically push that and it turns on. You have the service button if you want to get your room made up. And then of course the master on off. That'll turn everything on, turn everything off. Standard door, standard peephole. Nobody out there right now. So, and of course we go into the room here, but before we do that, we've got a couple closets here. Standard closet, big closet. We've got standard drawers down here. Nice little shelf if you want to put some stuff on there, like keys or anything like that. And another nice big closet in here. Of course, with the Aria, you get the Aria robe. You get 2 of the luggage stands, which is nice. And of course, the ironing board if you need to iron. And shelving up there if you need it. And you can go from there. On the right side is the bathroom. Of course, we will get to that in a little bit here. Really nice bathroom, but let's get into the main area here. Now keep in mind, like I said, I've already lived in here for the week, so it's not gonna be pretty, but you know, I like to do so. Sometimes I like to do the walkthroughs when I've lived into the room a little bit, because I get a better understanding of what's going on. Before we go into here, let me show you this right here. This is the buttons that control the curtains. Now we're going to have many options to control the curtains. You have a sheer and you have the blackout curtains that are over there. So if I wanted to close them both, I just hit the close button down here. And as you can see, the curtains are starting to close. I can choose stop on both of them to stop them. And then of course, if I want to open them, choose to open them. Go the other way so you can see it. There's many different places that you'll be able to get to do this same thing, which is really cool. So let's step into the room now. We're going to start over here. All the controls can be controlled through the panels, or they can be controlled on their own. Like for instance, here is where the temperature gauge is. I can change the temperature if I want to. We'll set it up so the air doesn't go on. Of course, the air vents are right here. A little bit dirty than what I'd really like them to be on here. So main desk here. Main desk is right underneath the TV console. So if I'm working, having this TV on, not so great, because it's way too close. If as opposed to some of the other desks. If the desk was over here, it would have been nicer. But I understand why it's not there, because you might want to put your luggage there or leave it open so the room can get enough air. All right, we've got standard telephone, your Sriracha right there. That was swag from a conference. These are the room keys right here. Now these room keys are not magnetic strip. They hold over the door, and then the door will allow you in or not, of course. So, got the desk directory. We've got a nice little panel here, so you can bring in your AV stuff. Nice little panel there. As you can see, one of the USB look like they're broken off. So, but I can hook up an HDMI source. I can hook up a VGA source and use this TV for presenting if I need to, which is nice. All right, let's get to this. This is of course, every hotel in Vegas has a minibar now. This is how it looked when I got here. As you can see, there's something missing right there. And I called them down at the front and I said, hey, there's something missing there, and this one's a little bit off. So I wanted to make sure that they weren't going to charge me for that. So if they charge me for that, that's what this video is about. I did not pull from this bar, and especially with this, I don't know if you can see that. It looks like there's a hair there. Might have looked like somebody opened it up at one point. So bad form on restocking on there. Fridge. Open the fridge. You've got your standard liquors, sodas.
Rice Krispie treats, champagne, tequila, and looks like some other spots which are not filled up. So this is also a record. I have not touched this fridge. There's another spot right there. I've not touched this fridge since I got here. So, and this is more than the fridge. This is actually this bar tech right there. There we go. So, and of course, they can lock this up by you just put in the combo, hit the lock button. That way, if I don't want anything, I just say, hey, lock the bar, and they'll do that and go from there. So, all right, the view is probably one of the best things I had this week. I'm going to show you this view. It's not of the strip, but it's not bad. Here's the concaveness of this building. Down below, it looks like we have the front lobby. As you can see right there, there's that interesting sculpture of canoes. A little overcast day. I guess it rained this morning here in Vegas. But you can see the mountainside, which is awesome. And so I had got some great pictures on here. We've got the tram down there. And then, of course, the Cosmopolitan's over there. And, yeah, so let's move on. So now we're back here. We had basically two sitting chairs. We got a third chair at the business area. And of course, nice little table. Maroon 5 playing here in Vegas. The nightstands, this one's the little messed up one because this is the side I was using. As you can see, it's got the lamp and the phone. The lamp can be controlled through a switch over here or through this panel right here. Now, this is the interesting thing. Top ones are the lamps. Second ones are these reading lights that are up here, right above me. And then third one is the good night button. And what happens is when you press the good night button, everything shuts down. TV shuts down. I think the TV shuts down. I know the curtains will draw, so you can go to sleep and go from there. One problem that I have with this room is things like the phone. You can't see it now, but this little LCD thing right here is just bright as all heck during the evening. So when you draw the shades and everything's dark, you can see that right there. And of course, if you've got a message waiting, and usually it's hey, the maids couldn't get in your room because you had the privacy on, then it's flashing, and you gotta do something. So I just basically took one of these and I covered it. That's an easy fix to do. Bed. This is a standard king bed model, so it had some great pillows to it. I got some great night's sleep off of there. We've got a basic headboard with the reading lamps, like I told you above here. Each set of buttons, there's one over here and one on the other side, and we'll get over to the other side, will control their own reading lamp, which is cool. So if you're here with your significant other or whatnot, then you'll be able to read while the other one's trying to sleep. Here's the other nightstand. Let me lighten this up. As you can see, the alarm clock, a little bit different. It's an actual control panel of the whole room. So if you wanted to check out change the drapes, ask for guest services, change the heat, lighting, listen through the radio, watch TV, or set the alarm, you can do it from here. Now, this is also the control that'll happen on the TV. So, and during the evening, yeah, this thing just lights up like a Christmas tree. So I ended up flipping it down like that, so it wouldn't continue to bother me, because I like blackout conditions when it comes to sleeping. Like I said, the TV, it's run by this remote control. The remote control is a little bit tough. These chiclet key push buttons are kind of tough to operate. You might hear the click. And as you can see, it's not turning on the TV like it should be. So maybe the batteries are dead on this or something. I don't know. But if I hit watch TV, no, that's not even doing it. Which I wanted to show you the guide here, so maybe the batteries are dead on this. So let's do it from the panel. So we'll go over to the panel. And I don't think there's buttons on the TV itself. So I'll hit watch. You'll have watch TV, so I'll hit watch TV, And that'll bring up this. This is a better control panel than what was on that remote, but this is also wired in via, looks like a USB cable of some sort there. It still hasn't turned on the TV, which is a new thing. Let's see if there's a button on the side. There's the button. There we go. That's turning on the TV. So through either part, you'll get to this guide. And sometimes it'll go straight to the input, so you'll just see Aria flash like a screensaver across the screen. You just have to hit a button and go from there. So now we can move across. The watching TV is not bad. There's a lot of good channels, and of course the good night right there, that of course will turn off all the lights, close the curtains like I said. Watching TV, we can watch TV, get flight information, as you can see, connectivity panel, you can watch a movie, we can go to the guide. The guide's a little bit tough to navigate through, so let's mute this really quick. So the guide, as you'll see once I push buttons, it's just slow, and even if I hold down the button, it helps, but it's not the fastest response thing. So if you're really looking for a channel, it's going to be a little bit tougher, but they have a lot of channels here, and I'm really happy about that, because usually when you get into a Vegas hotel, especially one down on this side of the strip, it's usually 10 channels, because they want you to go downstairs and gamble, and there's like 15 channels of gambling and all their hospitality stuff and the restaurants and stuff like that. So I like the more options that we have here, and then plus you can do movies and other services through here. And of course, you want to turn everything off, you can go through this remote control. Yeah, through there's a room off button. I don't know if I can focus in on that, but it's right here. You hit that, and of course, curtains will close, lights will turn off. So we'll just turn the TV off for now. And in the hallway, of course, we have the stand mirror, so you can see yourself if you need to. Bathroom's a little bit it's interesting. I like this setup here. We've got 2 sinks, although I'm not sure why we need 2 sinks in this bathroom. It's a little bit too small for 2 sinks. Of course, a nice big mirror and a small vanity mirror if you need it. Got the basic essentials here. They've got a vanity kit, which comes with Q-tips and pads and a couple other things for your travel needs, glasses. Hair dryers down below, soap, tissue, and towels. The bathroom is behind this, or the toilet is behind this frosted door. Got a nice little picture. Standard Toto toilet. Energy efficient, although this one's been going back and forth. It's been filling up, so there must be a problem with the plunger in there. One thing that I found interesting, on the floor here is a scale. And usually if you ask for a scale, they'll bring up a scale. This one came in the room, so if you really want to check your weight before and after coming to Vegas, maybe that's your thing. But we'll move over here, and here is the shower / tub. We'll open up the door. So we get a nice standing shower right there through a Delta faucet. It's an energy efficient faucet, if I remember correct. Standard cold hot dial. Nice area where you can actually sit while you're taking a shower, or put up your leg to shave your legs or something like that, which I do every single night. And then standard, shower from there. But the bathtub is right there. 1-person bathtub, deep bathtub. I haven't tried it yet. No jets or anything like that, but I bet you if you go to the more expensive rooms, maybe they'll be bigger with jets. And the best part is you can actually steam up this room and then get into the bathtub, close the door, and have a nice humid experience. So if you're feeling really dry in Vegas, you just start filling that tub with hot water, close the door, and then just kind of rehydrate yourself that way. And that is the hotel walkthrough over at the Aria Convention Center and Hotel. What'd you think of it? Have you stayed here? What'd you like about it? What didn't you like about it? Let me know. Tweet me over at Geekazine, Think Magazine, put in a geek, or geekazine@gmail.com. Until next time, you guys geek out
and we'll see you at the next convention.